Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nittil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashota Rashita Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Guru Dev ki jai. Nittil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashota Rashita Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nittil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashota Rashita Shishimar Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nittil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashota Rashita Shishimar Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nittil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashota Rashita Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nittil Pravishta Mahābhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nittil Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nittil Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Anugagoriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदाथ गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय। श्री श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat Pranams. Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, and Vidya Lalasa Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, and anybody else who might be watching right now. Pranams, everybody. All right, so shall we, I don't know, should we do a daily thing where we sing a kirtan before we start? Like just any Mahaprabhu kirtan like we were doing before? Or maybe just jump right into the reading. Or like the Mangalacharan and then the reading.
I like a kirtan.
You like a kirtan? Okay. Yeah, and a kirtan kind of puts us in the right mood, right? Like it's
Yeah.
Okay. I will open up Word. Big text. Okay, sharing my screen now. Okay. So come on, open up. How about let's do Gurudev Kabe Tava Karuna Prakashe. I like that one. And that's praying to Gurudev to enter into Gaur Leela. That probably would have been good to do yesterday. Anyhow. Okay. There. Okay. O Gurudev, when, by the manifestation of your mercy, with a deep conviction that Sri Gauranga's Leelas are eternal truth, will I chant the name of Hari and wander throughout the forest of Godrum with the aspiration to witness those Leelas. Nitai, Gauranga, Advaita, Srivas, and Gadadhar, these 5 personalities will flood the entire universe with the nectar of Sri Krishna's name by performing Maha Sankirtan. I shall hear the pastimes of dancing and of mridangas playing with my own ears. Constantly beholding the sweetness of these pastimes, I will float in the flood of prem. Upon losing my vision of these jewel-like pastimes, I shall cry out, Ha Gauranga! The materialist will proclaim me to be a madman and throw dust on my body. Chandrasekhar is saying it should be they kick dust at me, because if you're walking by somebody and they're like, you like kick dust at them, you wouldn't like pick up dust and throw it at them, right?
I'd throw it.
Ah. Okay, Srivas is a dust thrower. I'd kick dust. Wouldn't go through all the effort. Sorry. Okay.
My translations were
No, this is not, this isn't your translation.
no?
So it's Kundalata's translation. Okay. Okay. Ha Gurudev, ha kabe tava karuna prakashe Gurudev, ha kabe tava karuna prakashe Shri Gauranga Lila hoy nita tattva e sudrida vishvase Hari Hari boli Godruma kanane brahmi bodarshanayashe Anitai Gauranga Yadvita Shrivas Gadadara Panchajan Krishna Namarase Bhasa Bejagat Kori Mahasankirtan Kori Mahasankirtan Nartana Vilas Mridanga Badan Shuni Boyapana Kane Dekhiya Dekhiya Shelila Madhuri Dekhiya Dekhiya Shelila Madhuri Bhasibo Premer Bane Bhasibo Premer Bane Na dekhiya bar Shelila Ratana Kandi ha Gauranga Boli Hoya mare Vishai Ho pagala boliya Angete dibek dhuli Angete dibek dhuli Gurudev Kave tava karuna prakashe Gurudev Kabe tava karuna prakashe Shri Gauranga Lila hoya nita tattva e sudrida vishvase Hari Hari boli Bodruma kanane Brahmi bodarshana Ashe Brahmi bodarshana Ashe Jai Gurudeva 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 Jai Gurudeva 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 Jai Gurudeva Jai Sachinandan Gora Hari Sachinandan Jai Gora Hari Jai Sachinandan Gora Hari Sachinandan Jai Gora Hari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Okay, so now we will do Mangala Charan. Haribol Champak Mataji. And let's see. Oh, and Gargaraj ji, Hare Krishna. Okay. Let's. Okay. Mangalacharan. Ajnanatirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Itadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambita bhujao kanakavadato sankirtanaikapitaro kamalayataksho Vishvambharo dvijavaro yugadharmapalo Vande jagat priyakaro karunavataro Namastrikala satyaya jagannatha sutaya cha Sabhrityaya saputraya sakalatraya te namaha. Jai Jai Vishvambara Jai 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 Vishvambara Dvijaraj Jai Vishvambara Priya Vaishnava Samaj Gaura Chandra Jai Dharma Setu Mahadhir Jai Sankirtana Moy Sundara Sharir Jai Nityanandir Bandhav Jai Nityanandir Bandhav Dhana Pran Jai Gadadhar Advaiter Prem Dhan Jai Shri Jagadananda Priya Atishay Jai Vakreshwar Kashishwarera Hriday Jai Shivasadi Priya Jai Jai Shivasadi Priya Varganath Jiva Prati Koro Prabhu Shubha Drishtipat Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Jeno Amriter Khanda Je Katha Shunile Ghuche Antara Pashanda Madhya-khaṇḍa Katha Bhai Shuno Ekachitte Sankirtana Aramba Hoilo Jeno Mate. Oh dear brothers, please hear attentively the topics of Madhya-khaṇḍa, wherein the inauguration of the Sankirtan pastimes is described. Tavai vasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, itti vigyaya devi tvam nayamang charanantikam, bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai, kshiptashtakama ditaranga madhye, kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna, vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Okay, let's open up the the glorification of Caitanya-bhāgavata and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 8, verses 33 to 42. Ore mura loka shuno Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Bishakal, Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Ved Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyas Vrindavana Das, Vrindavana Dasa Koilo Chaitanya Mangal, Jahara Shravane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal, Chaitanya Nitar Jate Jani Mahima, Jate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhanter Sima, Bhagavate Jato Bhakti Siddhanter Sar, Likhiya Chen Iha Jani Koriya Udhar, Chaitanya Mangal Shune Jadi Pashandi Javan, Sheho Maha Vaishnava Hoy Tatakhan, Manushe Rachite Nare Aiche Granta Dhanya, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Vakta Shri Chaitanya, Vrindavana Dasa Pare Koti Namaskar, Aiche Granta Korite Ho Tarila Sansar, Narayani Chaitanyer Uchishta Bhajan, Tar Garbe Janmila Shri Dasa Vrindavan, Tar Ki Arbhuta Chaitanya Charita Varnan, Jahara Shravane Shuddha Koila Tribhuvan. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 4-5. Sahaje Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amriter Dhar, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amriter Dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu are very wonderful and sweet, and when they are described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, the Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ki jai. All right, so let's see. Oh, Haribol Kishore Prabhu. Okay, so we will. Where is it? Now we're on day 2 of reading from the Madhya-khaṇḍa. I'll read, since we're just at the beginning, I'll read all the translations of where we're up to verse 43. Okay. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Śrī Nityananda Prabhu. This verse, Ajano Lambita Pujo Kanakapadakupto. So it's Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, whose arms extend to their knees, who have complexions like molten gold, and who inaugurated the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Their eyes resemble the petals of a lotus flower. They are the maintainers of the living entities, the best of the brahmanas, the protectors of religious principles for this age, the benefactors of the universe, and the most merciful of all incarnations. And then next verse, Namastrikala Satyaya. O my Lord, you are eternally existing in the past, present, and future. Yet you are the son of Sri Jagannath Mishra. I offer my repeated obeisances unto you, along with your associates, your devotee servants. So that's your Bhritya, right? Yeah. So I offer pranams unto you, along with your associates, your Bhritya, your sons, that's your Putra, which refers to the Goswami disciples, or it could also refer to the processes of devotional service, such as Nam Sankirtan. And then Sakalatraya, so unto your consorts. And according to Vidhi Vichare, like it refers to Vishnu Priya, who's Bhushakti, Lakshmi Priya, who's Shri Shakti, and Navadip Dham, which is Nila, Lila, or Durga. Or Kalatraya, according to Ruchi Vichar, according to, I don't know how you translate that. Ruchi Vichar, Vidhi Vichar. Anyways, according to Ruchi Vichar, it refers to Gadadhar, the two Gadadhars, Gadadhar Pandit and Gadadhar Das, Narahari Sarkar Thakur, Ramananda Rai, Jagarananda, and others. Those are the Kalatra, the consorts. Okay. So now, all glories to Vishwambar, the king of the Brahmanas. All glories to the society of devotees who are dear to Vishwambar. Okay. All glories to the most sober Gaurachandra, who is the bridge to religion. All glories to his most attractive form, which is the embodiment of the congregational chantings of the holy names. Jaya Sankirtanamoy Sundar Sharir. All glories to the Lord, who is the friend, wealth, and life of Nityananda. All glories to the abode of Gadadhar and Advaita's love. All glories to the Lord, who is most dear to Jagarananda. All glories to the heart and soul of Vakreshwar and Kashishwar. All glories to the Lord of the devotees, headed by Srivas. All glories, O Lord, please bestow your merciful glance on the living entities. The topics of the Madhya-khaṇḍa are just like drops of nectar. Atheism will be vanquished from the heart of anyone who hears these narrations. O dear brothers, please hear attentively the topics of the Madhya-khaṇḍa, wherein the inauguration of the Sankirtan pastimes is described. And these are the verses that we're going to be saying every day for our Mangala Charan. Okay. As soon as Sri Gaurachandra returns to, sorry, I'm having a hard time reading. Let me just drink some water and take a breath. Okay. As soon as Sri Gaurasundar returned from Gaya, the entire city of Nadia was filled with the news. All the Lord's friends and relatives came running to see him. Some came early, some came in between, and some came later. The Lord spoke befittingly with everyone, and they all became jubilant on seeing Vishwambar. They all greeted the Lord and accompanied him home, where Vishwambar narrated topics of his pilgrimage. The Lord said, "By the blessings of all of you, I have visited the abode of Gaya without any difficulty." The Lord spoke with such great humility that everyone became fully satisfied. Some persons placed their hands on the Lord's head and said, "Live a long life, Chirajivi ho." Others touched his various limbs while chanting mantras for protection. Some placed their hands on the Lord's chest and blessed him with the words, "May Govinda bestow soothing blissful mercy on you." The most fortunate mother Shachi was filled with joy and forgot herself while seeing her son. The family of Lakshmi's father became most happy, and Lakshmi's distress was vanquished as she looked at the face of her husband. And I'm pretty certain it must be referring to Vishnupriya Devi. All the Vaishnavas became pleased. Some of them immediately went to see the Lord. After the Lord humbly spoke with everyone, he bid them goodbye, and they all returned to their homes. The Lord then took a few devotees to a solitary place to discuss some confidential topics. The Lord said, "O friends, please hear about the wonders of Krishna that I have seen. As soon as I entered the abode of Gaya, I heard the most auspicious sounds. Thousands and thousands of Brahmins were reciting prayers from the Vedas. They said, "Come and see the holy spot where Lord Vishnu washed his lotus feet." When Krishna previously visited Gaya, he washed his feet at this place. The Ganga became glorious as a result of being touched by the lotus feet of the Lord. And Lord Shiva realized the glories of that water by holding it on his head. By the influence of the water that washed the Lord's lotus feet, that place has become famous by the name Padodakatirtha. That's what the Brahmin said to Mahāprabhu. And they can... As soon as the Lord repeated the name Padmatirtha, tears began to incessantly flow from his eyes. Eventually, the Lord lost all composure and began to cry profusely as he called out the name of Krishna. The flower garden became inundated with tears of love, and the Lord sighed deeply while chanting the name of Krishna. The Lord's entire body was decorated with hairs standing on end, and he was unable to remain still as his body began to intensely shiver. Śrīmān Paṇḍita and the other devotees all watched as the Lord cried out of intense love for Krishna. Tears of love flowed from the Lord's eyes in all directions, as if the Ganga had appeared there. Everyone there was struck with wonder and thought, "We have never before seen him like this. He must have received the mercy of Lord Krishna, or perhaps he has seen something wonderful on the way." After a short while, the Lord regained his external consciousness and began to speak to everyone present there. The Lord said, "O friends, please return home today. I will tell you where to come so that we may meet tomorrow. I wish to tell you about my miseries in a solitary place. You and Sadashiva should come early tomorrow to Śuklambara Brahmacāri's house." And in the Gaudiya Bhashya here, it says, if the word tumi in this verse is accepted as singular, if he's just saying you to just one person, then it must refer to Śrīmān Paṇḍita. Because we'll see later that Śrīmān Paṇḍita comes and he brings the news of Mahāprabhu to everybody. After speaking to everyone, Vishwambar bid them goodbye and then performed his duties. Ecstatic love of Krishna was constantly visible in the body of the Lord, and he became most renounced in his dealings. Okay, so this is where we read up to yesterday. Now, this is where we'll continue on from this point. Just checking the comments. Haribol, Ganga Mataji. And I see a few other people there. Yeah. Oh, and Amal Krishna Prabhu, Haribol. I just noticed you. Haribol. Okay. Yeah, and Amal Krishna, if you're also totally free to come to the office anytime you like, if you ever want to come for that live, like if you would, but yeah, you can watch it live or here. Okay. Bhujite na pare ay putrer charita, tatapiha putra dekhi maha anandita. Mother Shachi could not understand the conduct of her son, yet she was overjoyed to see him. Krishna Krishna boli Prabhu koroye krandan, ay dekhe ashru jale bhorilo angan. Yeah, because right before Nimai left, he was pretty conceited, proud of his learning and challenging everybody, and but then all of a sudden he came back like this. So she couldn't understand what, but she's still overjoyed to see him. And now it says, as the Lord wept, he cried out the name of Krishna. His mother saw that the courtyard had become flooded with tears. Kotha Krishna, boloye Thakur, bolite prem badaye prachur. The Lord cried out, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" While calling out in this way, His love incessantly increased. Kichu nahi bhuje ai kon va karan, kara jodhe loila ai Govinda sharan. By the word I means mother. Every time you see the word I, it means mother. His mother could not understand anything. Therefore, she sought the protection of Govinda with folded hands. Arambhila Mahāprabhu apana prakash, ananta brahmandamoy hoilo ullas. As the Supreme Lord began to manifest himself, innumerable universes rejoiced. Prema vrishti korite prabhur shubharamba, dhvani shuni jai jatha bhagavata vrinda. Devotees immediately came when they heard about the auspicious beginning of the Lord's distribution of love. Alright, it says prema vrishti, so the Lord's showering of love. Gaudiya Bhashya. Being compassionate to the living entities, the Lord began to shower love of God at an auspicious moment. As soon as this news was circulated, the devotees immediately came to see him. Jaisa Vaishnava gela Prabhu darashane, sambhasha korila Prabhu tasa barasane. All the Vaishnavas who came to see the Lord were warmly greeted by him. Kali Śuklambara Brahmacārī. Keeps on dividing the verses at the weird places. Okay. Kali Śuklambara Brahmacārī miliba asiya, mor dukha nibedimo nibhrite bosiya. Meet tomorrow at Śuklambara's house, where I will submit my sorrows to you in seclusion. Harishe purnita huila Śrīmān Paṇḍita, dekhiya arbhuta prem mahaharashita. Śrīmān Paṇḍit was filled with joy. He was delighted to see the Lord's wonderful manifestation of love. Jatha kritya kori usha kale shaji loya, chalila tulite pushpa harashita hoya. After performing his duties early the next morning, he took a basket and happily went to collect flowers. Śrīmān Paṇḍit, he took a basket and went to collect flowers. Who is Śrīmān Paṇḍit? Is he a brother of Srivas Thakur? No. Okay, yeah, okay, so he's a brother of Srivas Thakur. Older or younger? I don't know, okay. Eka kunda gacha ache Srivasa mandire, kunda rupe kiba kalpa taru avatare. In the house of Srivas, there was a kunda flower tree that appeared like the incarnation of a kalpa vriksha. Kunda flowers are little white flowers, right? Because sometimes Krishna's teeth are compared to kunda flowers, right? Jatika Vaishnava tole tulite na pare, akshay avyay pushpa sarva khana dhore. The Vaishnavas picked from that tree as many flowers as they liked, but the supply of flowers always remained inexhaustible and undiminished. Ushakale utiya shakala bhaktagan, pushpatuli bare asi hoila milan. After rising in the morning, all the devotees would regularly meet there to gather flowers. Sabe tolen pushpa Krishna katha rase, kadadhar gopinata ramay shrivase. Isn't that so sweet? They all have like a meeting together, and they all, Gadadhar, Gopinath, Ramai is also Srivasa's brother, and Srivas all enjoyed transcendental mellows while discussing topics of Krishna as they picked flowers. He noi shamoy asi Śrīmān Paṇḍita, hasite hasite asi hoila vidita. At that moment, Śrīmān Paṇḍit arrived there with a smile on his face. Hasite hasite asi. Shabe bolen aji boro deki hasya, Śrīmān kohen ache karan avashya. There's certainly a reason. They all said, "It seems you are very happy. It seems you are very happy today." And Śrīmān Paṇḍit replied, "There is, of course, a good reason." Koho deki bolilen Bhāgavata gan, Śrīmān Paṇḍita bole shuno ho karan. The devotee said, "Please explain." Śrīmān Paṇḍit then said, "Please hear the reason. Param arbhuta katha maha asambhav, Nimai Paṇḍita hoila parama Vaishnav." A most wonderful and most impossible incident has occurred. Nimai Paṇḍit has become the greatest Vaishnav. Gaudiya Bhashya by Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. The same Nimai Paṇḍit, who a very few days before was the crest jewel of logicians and who ridiculed the Vaishnavas with caricatures, he'd make fun of the Vaishnavas he ridiculed the Vaishnavas with caricatures and teasing words. He himself has now become a great Vaishnav. Gaya hoite ailen shakala kushale, Shuni ami sambhashite gelaya bikale. Hearing that he has happily returned from Gaya, I went to greet him yesterday afternoon. Parama virakta rupa shakala sambhasha, tilardhika odhatter nahiko prakasha. Everything he said revealed his utmost aversion to the world. He did not display any arrogance for even a moment. Nibhrite kohite lagilen Krishna kathaye, Je sthane dekhilen je apurva. Looks like there's a word missing. Anyways. Oh, oops. That's what's wrong. This should be down there. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Nibrite kohite lagilen Krishna katha, Je sthane dekhilen je apurva jatha. In a secluded place, he began to speak about Krishna, and he began to speak about Krishna and the wonders that he had witnessed at various places. Para parma tirte loite matranam, nayanir jale sab purna hoilosthan. As soon as he mentioned the name Paraparmatirtha, the area around him became filled with his tears. Sarva anga mahakampa pulake purnita, ha Krishna boliya matra porila bhumita. His entire body began to tremble, and all the hairs on his body stood on end. Calling out, "O Krishna," he fell to the ground. Sarva ange dhatu nahi hoila murchita, kotokhane bahya drishti hoila chamakita. When he fell unconscious, there was no sign of life in his body. After a while, he regained his external consciousness with a startled motion. Oh, Hari Bol Satya Mataji. Okay. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Sheshe je boliya Krishna kandite lagila, Heno bhuji Ganga Devi asiya milila. Then finally he began to shed tears as he called out the name of Krishna. It appeared as if Ganga herself was flowing from his eyes. Did I say Ganga herself? Yeah. Okay. Je bhakti dekilo ami tahan nayane, tahane manusha buddhi nahi armane. By the devotion that I have seen in him, I no longer consider him an ordinary human being. Shabe e kata kohilen bahya hoile, Shuklambar ghara kali miriba sakale. On regaining external consciousness, he said only, "Let us meet at Shuklambar's house early tomorrow morning." Tumi ar Sadashiva Pandita Murari, Tuma Sabha Stani Dukha Koribo Gohari. And he said, I wish to reveal my distress to you, Sadashiv and Murari Pandit. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Gohari, derived from the Sanskrit word gochar, generally means expressing, submitting, or praying for sympathy. But in Bihar and Orissa, it refers to weeping. Interesting. Gohari means weeping. Oh, but in Bihar and Orissa it means weeping, but here it means submitting. Okay, got it. Parama mangala e kohilaya katha, avashya karana ite achaye sarvata. There's every reason to believe this most auspicious news that I have given you. Śrīmān vachana shuniya bhakta gane, Hari boli mahadvani korila takane. On hearing this news from Śrīmān Paṇḍita, the devotees triumphantly chanted the name of Hari. Hari Hari, Hari boli. Pratame bolilen Shivasa udhar, Gotra badaun. What is that? I don't know if that's supposed to be two words. I've never seen anything like that. Gotra bada una Krishna ama sabakar. Oh, it's badaun. Okay, I got it. The magnanimous Shivas was the first to speak. He said, "May Krishna increase our family." And then there's a Sanskrit thing. It says, Gotram nu vardatam iti. May our family increase. Oh, and the Gaudiya Bhashya says, the word Gotra means family or assembly. So Gotra Bharao Krishna Ama Sabakar. Anande korena sabe Krishna samkathan, Utila mangala dvani parama mohan. As all the devotees happily discussed topics of Krishna, a most auspicious and enchanting sound vibration arose. Tatastu tatastu bole bhagavata gan, sabe bhajuka Krishna chandrer charan. All the devotees repeatedly exclaimed, "May it be so! Let everyone worship the lotus feet of Krishna Chandra." Gaudiya Bhashya. The word tatastu is used by Smartas as a blessing during offerings of oblations to forefathers in the Shraddha ceremony. Let everyone, from Brahma down to the ant, serve the lotus feet of Krishna and thus increase our family. Hearing this statement from the mouth of Shrivas, all the assembled devotees immediately approved by saying, "So be it." Heno mate pushpatuli bhagavata gan, puja kori bare sabe korila gaman. In this way, after picking flowers, all the devotees returned to their homes to perform their daily worship. Śrīmān Paṇḍita cholilen Ganga tire, Śuklambara Brahmacārī tahan mandire. Śrīmān Paṇḍita went to the house of Śuklambara Brahmacārī on the bank of the Ganga. Shuniya eshava katha Prabhu Gadadhar, Shuklambar griha prati chalila satvar. After Gadadhar Prabhu heard the news, he quickly went to the house of Shuklambar. Ki akhyana Krishner kohen shuni giya, Thakilen Shuklambar grihe lokaiya. Thinking, let me hear what topics of Krishna he will relate. Gadadhar hid inside Shuklambar's house. So he hid there. Sadashiva Murari Śrīmān Śuklambara Milila Shakala Jata Prema Anuchar. Some devoted companions of the Lord, like Sadashiv, Murari, Śrīmān, and Śuklambara, they all gathered there. He noi shamoy Vishwambara Dijaraj Asya Milila Hita Vaishnava Samaj. At that time, Vishwambar, the king of the twice-born, arrives there to meet the assembled Vaishnavas. Parama Anande Sabe Koren Sambhasha Prabhur Nahiko Bhaya Drishti Parakasha. They all meted him in great happiness, but the Lord did not manifest any external vision. The Lord did not manifest any external vision. Dekhilen matra Prabhu Bhagavata gan Porite lagila shlok bhaktir lakhan. As soon as the Lord saw the devotees, he began to recite verses glorifying the characteristics of devotional service. I think it's so interesting that Gadadhar Pandit, he hid. Like, he didn't just want to, I'd love to hear the Rasika explanation for that. Okay, Gaudiya Bhashya. So the Lord began reciting verses glorifying the characteristics of devotional service. Gaudiya Bhashya. After seeing the eagerness of the devotees at the house of Śuklambara, the Lord, who is overwhelmed with love of Krishna, recited the following verses glorifying the characteristics of pure devotional service. Sarvapadi vinir muktam tat paratvena nirmalam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Bhakti, or devotional service, means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and simply being employed in the service of the Lord, one's senses are purified. And then this verse about bhakti, this is like the ultimate definition verse for bhakti. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyana vratam anukulena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without a desire for material profit or gain through fruit of activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. He also recited the following verse spoken by Sri Madhavendra Puri, which is the purport to the following verse, 85. Painu Ishvara mor kon dike gela. I attained my Lord, but oh, where has he gone? So this verse by Madhavendra Puri Pad. Ai dina daryardra nata he mathura nata kadavalokya se hridayam tvar alokakataram daita bhramyati kim karomyaham. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? This verse indicates the mood of separation from the Lord. So Mahāprabhu continues. Paino Ishwar mor kon dike gela eto boli stamba kole koriya porila. I attained my Lord, but oh, where has he gone? Saying this, the Lord fell to the ground while holding a pillar. Gaudiya Bhashya. Alas, I attained Krishna, but now he has left me. While speaking in this way, the Lord tightly embraced a pillar of the house out of love for Krishna. Bhangilo griher stamba prabhur aveshe kotha Krishna boliya porila mukta keshe. The pillar of the house broke under the pressure of the Lord. As he fell to the ground, his hair scattered, and he lamented, Where is Krishna? Kotha Krishna. Prabhu porilen matra ha Krishna boliya Bhakta Shaba Porilen Dhaliya Dhaliya. As soon as the Lord fell to the ground exclaiming, "O Krishna!" all the devotees tottered and also fell to the ground. Griher bhitore murcha gela gadadhar keba kon dike pore nahi parapar. Gadadhar Pandit fell unconscious within the room. No one knew who fell on whom. It's like when you see the, what do you call it? Hypnotizers, and you see they get a whole room of people and they all just like fall all over each other. Yeah. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word parapar is a combination of par, other, and apar, own. So, and it means the distinction between oneself and others. Okay, so no one knew who is myself or yourself. Yeah, all distinction is gone. Sabe hoila Krishna prem anande murchita hasen janavi devi hoya vismita. All the devotees lost consciousness due to ecstatic love of Krishna, and the goddess Janavi smiled in amazement. Kotokhane bahya prakashiya vishwambhar Krishna boli kandite lagila bahutar. After some time, Vishwambar regained his external consciousness and began to cry loudly and he began to cry loudly and piteously while calling out the name of Krishna. Krishna re Prabhu re mor kon dike gela eto boli Prabhu puna bhumite podila. O Krishna, O my Lord, where have you gone? Saying this, the Lord again fell to the ground. Krishna preme kande Prabhu Shachir Nandan Chaturtike Bedi kande Bhāgavata gan. The son of Shachi cried out of love for Krishna, and all the devotees surrounding the Lord also cried loudly. Acharer samuchay nahi ko Shri Ange na jane Thakur kichu nija prema range. Again and again the Lord fell to the ground with great force, but due to ecstatic love he could not feel anything. Gaudiya Bhashya. Being extremely overwhelmed with love of Krishna, the Lord repeatedly fell to the ground. Yet there was no resulting injury to his transcendental body. He was fully absorbed in his internal mood, so he did not feel any external happiness or distress. No external happiness or distress. Uthilo kirtana rol premer krandan prema moy hoilo Śuklambara bhavan. The sounds of chanting and crying and ecstatic love combined to fill the house of Śuklambar with love of God. Sthir hoy khaneke boshila Vishwambhar tathapi ananda dhara vahe nirantar. After some time, Vishwambar became pacified and sat down. Yet the current of ecstatic love continued to flow. Prabhu bole kon jan griher bhitor Brahmacārī bolen tomar gadadhar. The Lord then inquired, "Who is inside the room?" Śuklambara Brahmacārī replied, "Your gadadhar is inside." Okay, now we know the reason why he was hiding. He wanted to see if Mahāprabhu would recognize him. Hento mata koriya kanden gadadhar dekhiya santosh boro Prabhu Vishwambhar. Gadadhar bent his head down and cried. Seeing this, Lord Vishwambar became greatly satisfied. Prabhu bole Gadadhar tumi se shukriti shishu hoite krishnete korila dridamati. The Lord said, O Gadadhar, you are indeed most fortunate. From your childhood, you have firmly fixed your mind on Krishna. Amar sheheno janma gelo brita rase, painu amulya nidhi gelo daiva doshe. I have passed my time in useless endeavors. Although I obtained that priceless treasure, by the arrangement of providence, I have lost it. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Lord said to Gadadhar, O Gadadhar, because you are inclined to the service of Krishna since your childhood, you are most fortunate. I did not have the strong determination for serving Krishna like you. I have uselessly wasted my time studying books on logic. Although I found my lost wealth, Krishna, due to my misfortune, I am now bereft of him. Eto boli bhumite porila Vishwambhar, dhulai lotai sarva sevya kalevar. After saying this, Vishwambar again fell to the ground, and his entire body, which is worshipable to everyone, became covered with dust. Gaudiya Bhashya. The transcendental body of Sri Gaur is worshipable by all subordinates within the 14 material worlds and the transcendental spiritual abodes of Vaikuntha and Goloka Vrindavan. Puna puna hoy bahya puna puna pore, daive rakha pae nako mukha se achare. The Lord repeatedly regained consciousness and repeatedly fell unconscious. Although he hit the ground with his nose and face, he was protected by providence. Melite na pare dui chakhu prem jale, shabe eka Krishna Krishna, Shri Badane bole. He could not open his eyes due to excessive tears of love. Other than the name of Krishna, nothing issued from his beautiful mouth. Dhoriya sabar gala kande Vishwambar, Krishna kotha bhai sab, bolo ho satvar. Grasping the necks of those present, Vishwambar wept and asked, O brothers, tell me quickly, where is Krishna? Prabhur dekhiya arti kande bhaktagan, karo muke ar kichu naspure bachan. Seeing the earnest longing of the Lord, all the devotees cried. They were all unable to speak. Prabhu bole mor dukha koro ho khandan, ani deho more nanda gopendra nandan. The Lord said, please relieve my distress. Bring me the son of Maharaj Nanda. Eto boli shwasa chhari puna puna kande, lotai bhumite kesha taha mani bandhe. After saying this, the Lord sighed deeply and wept repeatedly. His hair was unbound and trailed on the ground. Eshuke sarvadin gela khona prai, kathanchit sabha prati hoila vidhai. The whole day passed like a moment in this blissful state. Then the Lord took leave of the devotees for a short time. Gaudiya Bhashya. In spite of feeling intense distress because of separation from Krishna, Gaurasundar, who was absorbed in the mood of a devotee, passed the entire day, consisting of 12 hours, in the happiness of love for Krishna. Thus, the day appeared to be only a moment in duration. Being intoxicated by the beverage of love for Krishna and remaining half-conscious, the Lord took leave from the devotees with great difficulty. Gadadhar Sadhashiva Śrīmān Paṇḍita, Śuklambara adi sabe hoila vismita. The devotees headed by Gadadhar, Sadashiv, Śrīmān Paṇḍita, and Shuklambar were all filled with amazement. Je dekhi len prem sabe avakya, apurva dekhiya karo dehe nahi bahya. They were all speechless and even lost external consciousness after seeing the transformations of ecstasy displayed by the Lord. Gaudiya Bhashya. After seeing the Lord's most wonderful, never-before-seen display of transformations of ecstatic love belonging to the category of Mahabhav, all the devotees were speechless. Vaishnava samaje sabe aila harishe anupurvi kohilen ashesha visheshe. They all joyfully went to the community of Vaishnavas and narrated in detail the entire incident. I'm doing a reading still. I will finish in maybe half an hour.
Okay, fine. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
No problem. Okay, so they all joyfully went to the community of Vaishnavas and narrated in detail the entire incident. Shuniya shakala Mahābhāgavata gan Hari Hari boli shabe koren krandan. Hearing the news, all the great devotees chanted Hari Hari and began to cry. I read this verse, right? Vaishnava samaji sabe aila harishe apurvi kohilen ashesha visheshe shuniya shakala Mahābhāgavata gan Hari Hari boli shabe koren krandan. Now, shuniya apurva prema shabe vismita keho bole ishvara ba hoila vidita. They were all amazed to hear about the wonderful display of love. Some of them said, "Maybe the Supreme Lord has manifested." Ishwar Vahoilo Vidita. Keho bole nimai Paṇḍita bhalo hoile pashandir munda chindi bare pari hele. Others said, if Nimai Pandit becomes a good devotee, then we can easily tear off the heads of the atheists. Munda chindi bare. Okay. Keho bole hoy veka Krishner rahasya sarvata sandeho nai jani ho avashya. Some of them said, know for certain that this is one of Krishna's mysteries. There is no doubt about it. Gaudiya Bhashya. Some devotees said, everyone will certainly understand the mystery of Krishna's unknown pastimes from this Nimai Pandit. There is no doubt about it. Keho bole Ishwar purir shanga hoite, kiba dekilen Krishna prakasha gayate. Others said, by associating with Ishwar Puri, he must have seen some manifestation of Krishna at Gaya. E mata anande shakala bhaktagan, nana jane nana katha koren kathan. In this way, all the devotees happily discussed various topics among themselves. Shabe meli korite lagila ashirvar, hok satya Krishner prasad, hok satya Krishner prasad sai. They all jointly blessed the Lord with the words, May he be the object of Krishna's mercy. Anande lagila sabe korite kirtan, keho gai keho nache koroye krandan. All the devotees began to perform kirtan in ecstasy. Some of them sang, some danced, and some cried. He nomate bhaktagan achen harishe, Thakur abhishta hoy achen nijarase. In this way, all the devotees happily passed their time as the Lord remained absorbed in his own mood. Katanchit bahya prakashiya vishvambar, jolilen Gangadasa Panditer khar. Returning to partial external consciousness, Vishvambar went to the house of Gangadas Pandit. Gurur korila Prabhu charana vandan, Sambhrame uthiya guru koila alingan. The Lord offered his obeisances at the feet of his teacher, who immediately got up with respect and embraced the Lord. Guru bole dhanya bap tomar jivan. Pitrikul matrikul korila mochan. His guru said, "Glorious is your life, my dear." And bap is like son also, my son. You have delivered both your father's and mother's families. Tomar parua sab tomar abadi, punti keho nahi mele, Brahma bole jadi. Your students know only you as their teacher. They would not open their books for even Lord Brahma. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word avadi, which means the border, the end, the limit, means to advance or progress under guidance, or or too much great. Ekhone aila tumi sabar prakash, kali hoite poraiba aji jahavas. Now that you have returned, you should begin teaching from tomorrow. Today go home. Today go home. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Sabar Prakash indicates the Lord, who manifests the beauty and bliss in everyone's heart, who revives the illuminating mood of awe and reverence, and who unfolds the real truth. Guru namaskoriya chalila Vishwambhar, chaturdike padua veshtita shashadhar. After offering obeisances to his guru, Vishwambar departed. Surrounded by his students, he appeared like the moon amidst the stars. Ailen Shri Mukunda Sanjayer ghare, asiya boshila chandi mandapa bhitore. The Lord then went to the house of Mukunda Sanjay, where he sat down within the Chandi Mandap. Goshti Shange Mukunda Sanjay Punyavanta, Je hoilo Ananda Tahar Nahi Anta. Accompanied by his relatives, the most pious Mukunda Sanjay experienced unlimited bliss. Purushottam Sanjayere Prabhu Koilo Kole, Sinchilen Angatan Nayaner Jale. The Lord embraced Purushottam Sanjay and drenched his body with tears. Jaykar dite lagile narigan, Parama Ananda Hoilo Mukunda Bhavan. All the ladies made auspicious sounds, and the house of Mukunda became the abode of supreme happiness. Shubhadrishti Pata Prabhu Kori Sabakare, Ailen Mahāprabhu Apana Mandire. After glancing mercifully on everyone, Mahāprabhu returned to his house. Asiya Boshila Vishnu Griher Duare, Priti Kori Bidai Dilen Sabakare. Upon arriving at his house, the Lord sat at the doorstep of his Vishnu temple, where he affectionately bid farewell to his students. Jai Jai Jan Aise Prabhure Sambhashite, Prabhur Charitra Keho Na Pare Bhujite. Everyone who came to greet the Lord was unable to understand his characteristics. Purva Vidya Odatya Na Dekhe Konjan, Parama Virakta Prai Thake Sarvakhan. They found none of the arrogance that the Lord had previously exhibited. Rather, they found him always in a renounced mood. Putrer Charita Shachi Kichui Na Bhuje, Putrer Mangala Lagi Ganga Vishnu Puje. Mother Shachi was unable to understand anything of her son's behavior. She simply worshipped the Ganga and Lord Vishnu for her son's welfare. Swami Nila Krishna Chandra Nila Putra Gan Avashishta Sabe Matra Ache Ekajan. She prayed, O Krishna Chandra, you took away my husband and you took away my son. Now I only have this one son left. Anatini more Krishna e deho var sushta chitte grihe mor rahu vishvambar. O Krishna, I have no one to protect me. Please give me the benediction that Vishvambar may peacefully remain at home. Lakshmi re aniya putra samipe bosai drishti pata koriya o Prabhu nahi chai. Mother Shachi purposely brought Vishnupriya and had her sit in front of her son. Although the Lord gazed in her direction, he did not actually see her. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Lakshmi in this verse, and in verse 19, which we read before, refers to Vishnupriya Devi. Seeing Nimai's indifference towards everything not related to Krishna, Shachi acted like an ordinary worldly mother fond of increasing her son's family attachment while thinking as follows. If I create opportunities for my son to engage in intimate conversations with my daughter-in-law, Sri Vishnupriya Devi, then perhaps my son's strong tendency and attachment for Krishna's worship, which is just contrary to material enjoyment, will diminish. Following common worldly consideration, conditioned souls in their youth try to enjoy their wives, thinking of them as objects of enjoyment, and thus they become attached to material existence and griha medhi family life. But such consideration never arose in the Lord. Although while maintaining indifference and being afflicted by separation from Krishna, he gave Vishnupriya a token glance. But he did not become enthusiastic to see the personification of servitude, Vishnupriya Devi, as an object of enjoyment. He never saw her as an object of enjoyment. Niravadi shloka pori koroye rodan Kotha Krishna bole anukhan. The Lord constantly recited verses and cried as he continually implored, Kotha Krishna, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Kokono jeba hunkar korai dare palayen Lakshmi shachi pai bhai. Sometimes he roared loudly in such a way that Vishnupriya Devi ran away in fear, and Shachi became frightened. Ratre nidra nahi jana Prabhu Krishna rase virahe na pai swastya uthe pode boise. Due to feelings of separation from Krishna, the Lord could not sleep at night. He would feel so uncomfortable that sometimes he would get up from bed, sometimes he would lie down, and sometimes he would just sit there. Gaudiya Bhashya. Being merged in Vipralambaras, the mood of separation, the Lord's feelings of separation became so intense that he regularly passed sleepless nights. He became so agitated by the pain of intense separation that sometimes he would get up from his bed, sometimes he would lie down, and sometimes he would just sit there. Binna loka dekhile koren sambharan ushakale Ganga snane koroye kaman. As soon as the Lord saw a materialistic person, he would conceal his internal mood. Every morning he would go to take bath in the Ganga. Gaudiya Bhashya. Whenever the Lord saw ignorant materialistic non-devotees who were devoid of the propensity for serving Krishna, he would consider them mundane, and therefore control and conceal his transformations of ecstatic love arising from intense feelings of separation from Krishna. Ailen matra Prabhu kori Ganga snan, paruvar varga asi hoila upasthan. As soon as the Lord returned from taking bath in the Ganga, his students would assemble there. Krishna bina thakurer na aise badane Parua shakal iha kichui na jane. The Lord did not explain anything other than Krishna, so the students could not understand anything. He didn't explain anything other than Krishna, so the students could not understand anything. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Lord, who was engaged in the loving service of Krishna in the mood of separation, did not explain any word apart from Krishna. But his students could not at all understand the current condition of their teacher, Nimai Pandit. Anurode Prabhu Boshilen Poraite Padua Sabar Sthane Prakasha Korite. By the students' request, the Lord began to reveal the glories of the Supreme Lord to them. Hari Boli Punti Melilen Shishyagan Shuniya Ananda Hoila Shri Shachi Nandan. The students opened their books while chanting the name of Hari. The son of Mother Shachi was greatly pleased to hear this. Bahya nahi prabhur shuniya Hari dvani Shubha drishti sabare korila dvijamani. On hearing the name of Hari, the Lord lost all external consciousness. Then the jewel of the twice-born cast his merciful glance on everyone there. Abhishta huya Prabhu koren vyakhyan sutra vritti thikai shakal harinam. Being fully absorbed in Krishna, the Lord explains the names of Hari in all the sutras, aphorisms, and commentaries. Gaudiya Bhashya. As a teacher fully absorbed in love of Krishna, Nima explained in the course of teaching that the name of Hari was the only purport of all sutras, aphorisms, and commentaries. The conventional meaning of every word may be understood from three angles. Vidvarurudhi, the conventional meaning according to enlightened persons. Sadharanurudhi, that's the conventional meaning according to ordinary persons. And Agyarudhi are the conventional meaning according to unenlightened persons. Vidvad, Sadharan, and Agyarudhis. At that time, being induced by Agyarudhi, the mundane teachers of grammar who were attached to sense gratification, explained every word as conducive to sense enjoyment. Because of their enjoying propensity, they could not understand that every syllable and word stimulate Krishna consciousness and are therefore non-different from the absolute truth. Gaurasundar explained to his students that one can derive the real meaning of a book by discussing and studying through Vidvarudhi, the enlightened understanding. He further explains that it is totally prohibited to consider that there is a difference between the Supreme Lord Vishnu and his transcendental holy name. There's no difference between Nam and Nami. Whenever one sees a distinction between the Lord and his name, it is to be understood that he is compelled by Agyarudhi and bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord. At that time, Vishvambar had no realization of the word meanings other than their being indicative of the transcendental holy names situated in the spiritual sky. From the pure transcendental Vidvarudhi, every sound unfolding in the spiritual sky of Krishna's service is completely non-different from the Lord and his holy names. Prabhu bole sarvakal satya Krishna nam sarva shastre Krishna boy na boloye anam. The Lord said, "The holy names of Krishna are the eternal truth. All scriptures explain Krishna and nothing else." Gaudiya Bhashya. The holy names of Krishna are not temporary objects subject to creation and annihilation within the jurisdiction of time. Since there is no material difference between the names of Krishna and Krishna himself, the form of Krishna, which is the personified source of time, and his holy names, since there is no difference between the names of Krishna and Krishna himself, the form of Krishna, which is the personified source of time, and his holy names, are at all times the undivided truth. All Vaishnava literatures have no aim other than Krishna, as stated in the Hari Vangsha. Vede Ramayane Chaiva Purane Bharate Tatha Adav ante chamadhe cha hari sarvatra giyate. That means, in the Vedic literature, including the Ramayana, Puranas, and Mahabharata, from the very beginning, Adav, to the end, ante cha, as well as in the middle, madhya cha, only Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is explained. Harta karta palayita Krishna she Ishvar, aja bhava adi sab Krishner kinkar. Krishna is the Supreme Controller. He is the Creator, the Maintainer, and the Annihilator. Everyone beginning from Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is his servant. Gaudiya Bhashya. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the cause of all causes. He is the original creator, maintainer, and annihilator of all universes. Wherever Lord Brahma and Lord Rudra are described as the creator and annihilator, it is to be understood that they are empowered secondary agents under the instruction of Krishna, and therefore they are established as predominating deities of the modes of passion and ignorance. Krishner charana chari jay ar bakhane, Brita janma jai tar asatya vachane. The life of anyone who gives up the lotus feet of Krishna and explains things as separate from him is useless as a result of his fast state of having a hard time reading all of a sudden. The life of anyone who gives up the lotus feet of Krishna and explains things as separate from him is useless as a result of his false statements. Gaudiya Bhashya. Krishna alone is the cause of all causes and the original source of everything. Proud, ass-like, ignorant people who give up the service of his lotus feet and take shelter of Agyarudi distorts the meaning of the scriptures with superficial explanations. Thus, they waste their rarely attained meaningful human form of life. In other words, as stated in the Śrīmān Bhāgavatam, they are actually jivan mrita, living dead, or jivan chava, dead bodies, or shwasan shava, dead although breathing. We're almost at the end of our reading for today. Agama Vedanta Adi Jata Dharashan Sarva Shastre Kohe Krishna Pore Bhakti Dhan. The philosophies in all scriptures headed by the Agamas and Vedanta describe the wealth of devotion to the lotus feet of Krishna. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Agamas or Pancharatras, which are expansions of the Vedas, and the Upanishads, which are the head of the Vedas, and Vedanta, which is the essence of the Upanishads, as well as various philosophical scriptures, they all point out that service to the lotus feet of Krishna is the goal of life. Mukta Shava Adhyapaka Krishner Mayai Chariya Krishner Bhakti Anya Pate Jai. Teachers bewildered by the illusory energy of Krishna give up the devotional service of Krishna and take to other paths. Karuna Sagar Krishna Jagata Jivan Sevaka Vatsala Nanda Goper Nandan. Lord Krishna is the ocean of mercy, the life and soul of the universe, the lover of his servants, and the darling son of the cowherd Nanda. Heno Krishna name jar nahi rati mati, poriya o sarva shastra tahar durgati. Even if one studies all the scriptures, if he has no affection or inclination for the name of Krishna, he is certainly degraded. Gaudiya Bhashya. By giving up Vidvad Rudhi and accepting Agya Rudhi, a learned scholar, in spite of having studied all the scriptures, does not develop any taste for the transcendental names of Krishna. Such a proud, self-proclaimed scholar is simply an unfortunate ass-like traveler to the hell. He is just like he is an unfortunate ass-like traveler to hell, rather than a swan-like person. Let me just see how much longer Mahāprabhu talks for. We're at verse 155. Okay. Then maybe, okay, we read up to 155. Let's stop now because it's 8:30. And, no, we read up to 154. Okay, and then I'm just going to make a note in our group here. We read up to 154. Okay, and now I'll just read the translations for these verses just so that we can finish. If a poor fallen person takes to chanting the holy names of Krishna, he attains the abode of Krishna in spite of having many faults. This is the purport of all scriptures. Anyone who doubts this fact suffers. Anyone who explains the scriptures without referring to the worship of Krishna is a fallen soul who does not know the purport of the scriptures. Those who do not know the purport of the scriptures, yet teach them to others, are simply like asses carrying the load of the scriptures. People obtain death and destruction through such study of the Vedas, and as a result, they are deprived of the festivals of Lord Krishna. The Lord awarded liberation to Putana, yet people still leave aside Krishna to meditate on others. For what happiness will someone give up the glorification of he who has delivered the most sinful Aghasura? The entire world is purified by the name of Krishna, yet wretched living entities abstain from chanting his glories. Even the demigods headed by Brahma are overwhelmed by Krishna's festivals, yet people give up such festivals and take pleasure in inauspicious dancing and singing. The holy names of Krishna delivered Ajamil, yet those who are intoxicated by wealth, good birth, and education do not know him. O brothers, please hear my truthful statement. Worship the invaluable wealth of Krishna's lotus feet. O brothers, may you all desire to attain the same lotus feet that Lakshmi desires to serve. The same lotus feet by whose worship Lord Shiva has become known as a pure servant, and the same lotus feet from which the Ganga emanated. Who in Navadip has the power to refute my explanations before me? Vrindavan Thakur says, Vishwambar is a supreme Brahman and the personification of transcendental sound. Therefore, whatever he explains is a supreme truth. Okay, so we will read, the students were captivated as they heard the Lord's explanations with undivided attention, and the Lord also became overwhelmed while he explains the truth. Okay, so we will read about this tomorrow. That's a sneak peek for tomorrow. Let's do a short Mahamantra because we're over time, and then Kishore could lead us in Jaidvani. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Subrakar Sheshe Gurgauranga Ganharvika Giridhari Radha Vinod Vihari Radha Naina Radha Raman Vihari Radha Madhava Shishi Mahaprabhu Radha Govinda Jiv Ki Jai Jai Natyalena Pravishtam Vishnupar Paramaham Sagriv Rajagachari Varyasto Drashta Shishman Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Guru Maharaj Ki Jai नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद परमहंस व्रजचार्य स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिविराम शल नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज परिपावन गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्ति बल तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिविराम वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिविराम त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्तिदैत गोस्वामी परम गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद स्तोत्रस्त शिष्यमान जगद्गुरु श्री वृषभानाविदयित दास शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। स्वापरिकार शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद महापरम भगवत परवार परमहंस अष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमार गौर किशोर दास भविष्य महाराज की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद सप्तम गोस्वामी अष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमाद सचिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर बादशाही की जय। नित्यालेल प्रविष्टं विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वभौमाष्टोत्रस्त शिष्यमाद जगन्नाथ स्वामी महाराज की जय। वैष्णव संरक्षण जगन्नाथ स्वामी महाराज की जय। गुरुवेदांताचार्य शिष्यमाद बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। जय श्री कुंदवास धाम मधुसुंदर स्वामी महाराज की जय। श्री उर्वदास उदरानदास की जय। गुरुवेदांत आचार्य श्री बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। महामहोपरध्याय रसकृष्ण शिल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पाद की जय। शील रसिकानंद मुरारी प्रभु की जय। श्री शील रामचंद्र कविराज की जय। श्री लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय। शिल नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। यश अवतार अरिका विशल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्री अष्टकविराज विसर्जन नित्यानंद तुलस गोपाल श्री चौश्री महंत की जय। जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टरास रघुनाथ सर्गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर यनमानंद लोकनाथ गर्भ अदि गौर परिषाद वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री लहरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री शील ईश्वरपुरी गोस्वामी पाद की जय। श्री शील माधवेंद्रपुरी गोस्वामी पाद की जय। श्री अंतद्वीप मयपुर समनदीप गौतमदीप मध्यदीप कुलदीप ऋतुदीप चंद्रदीप माधुर द्रुमादीप रुद्रादीप श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। श्री गौर चंद्र भगवान की जय। जय श्री श्री गौर गदाधर की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोपीनाथ गोपी गोपा गौ गिर गोवर्धन वृषभनाथ श्री ब्रजमंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंग सखी यमुना सखी तुलसी भक्ति देव की जय। वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। जय श्री ललिता विशाख चित्र चंपकलता तुंग विद्या इंदुलेख रंग देवी सुदेवी अरिसख्य वृंद की जय। श्री अनंग प्रेम मंजलारि श्री रूप लवंग राग विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयन मणि अरि मंजारी वृंद की जय। जय श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। जय श्री भगवती पूर्णमासी उमा देवी की जय। जय श्री गोपीश्वर सरशिव महादेव की जय। राधा पदन गीतदाम श्री वृंदावन की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमाधव जीव की जय। श्री तत्वनाथ की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। सर्वा विक्रम विनाशन करी भक्त विक्रम विनाश श्रीन्द्र सिंह देव की जय। भक्तराज भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री चरिराम चरि संप्रदाय चर्याचार्य की जय। श्री मध्वार मनोज विष्णु स्वामी नंबित चर्याचार्य की जय। आकर्मतरा श्री चैतन्य माद की जय। श्री गौरमाद वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवताम भगवद गीता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भगवत जैव धर्म अदि सर्व गौर्य वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन धर्म की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलयुग तर्क ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। महामंत्र की जय। श्री आनंद पुरी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पर ब्रह्मन पर सत्यम प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम स्वयं भगवान जगन्नाथ मिश्र नंदन गौर सुंदर गदाधर प्रनाथ श्री विश्वम्बर मिश्र श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य चंद्र महाप्रभु की जय। श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद गौरी अवश्य की जय। जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम वृंदायै तुलसी देव्यै प्रिययै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रददेवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Dandavat pranams, everybody. And sorry I went over time today. For some reason, I had it in my head that we were reading up to verse 174, but it was actually 147. And so that's why I went, I thought I overestimated. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, everybody. And right now, I'm going to go to Govardhan, and I'm going to go to Giridhari Gaudiya Math, and I think the Pujari is going to give me a Giriraj that I'll be able to bring back home to Navadip. Well, I'm hoping. We'll see. Giriraj is independent, so if he wants to come with me, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to go this really soon. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture once I All right, so Dandavat pranams, everybody. Nri Hari Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. Hari Bo. And Dandavat pranams. And Bhavatarani Mataji, and Satya Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Amal Krishna Prabhu, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Gargaraj Ji, Ganga Mataji, Sudevi Didi, Charu Chandrika Didi, and I see there's a few other people there, but if you write a comment, then I can see your name. All right, thank you so much for joining, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Hari Bol. Dandavat pranams. Wait, I'm just looking at the chat. Okay. Hari Bol, everybody.